when we got married, it wasn't necessarily the best, but it was the best for us. We got married in Las Vegas, and we stayed at like the Excalibur. Oh, thank God you guys laughed, because sometimes some of the audiences I play, they go, oh, Excalibur's nice. No, it's not. It is not nice. Somebody took a shit in the hallway. Not like it was a dog. Like, I know, that's a human shit. And that's not necessarily what I'm judging, you know? I'm not judging someone's Vegas experience. I get drunk and play blackjack. Some people like to take a shit in the hallway. It's different Vegas experience. What happens in Vegas stays, whatever the bullshit, you know? I'm judging how the Excalibur staff handled it. I told the little paisa mopping, I was like, Senor, somebody took a shit in the hallway. And he acknowledged me like he was gonna do something about it. And then I leave for 3 hours, and I come back, and he just put a napkin over it like it was a dead body. Like it was an episode of CSI, tiny little fucking caution tape. No one go there, no one go there. All right, so I guess I flubbed the wedding, but maybe I can make the honeymoon better. Every man or husband wants to give their significant other a good honeymoon, and my wife, she loves tropical shit, like Hawaii, Fiji. But do I look like somebody who can afford tropical shit? No, I'm a comedian, but in my mind, you know what I can't afford is a cruise. That's tropical shit, and it's not. It's not by a lot, you know? All those people having fun in the brochures are lying. And if there's any cruise people in here, you can get the fuck out of my show. I don't care if you came. Excuse yourself from the table. It's just not the same. I'm not a cruise person. I found out before I got on the boat. We were waiting in line to get on the boat. Just normal, and then there were cruise nerds in front of us who were too enthusiastic. They were reading from a pamphlet information nobody gave a fuck about. Out loud. Did you know that our boat is 4 times bigger than the Titanic itself? And I got upset, because I started looking around at all the people. I was like, fucking, it has to be, because people are 4 times as big, okay? You don't gotta laugh at that. You don't gotta laugh, it's okay. It's mean, but you take a good look at me. I shouldn't go on any vessel and feel like the belle of the ball. I was top 5 hottest guy on that boat. And top 10 hottest girl. Let me tell you. You ever feel so sexy, you feel unisexy, you feel sexy both ways? I was too confident. I was the alpha of that boat. Here's how I know. I went to the pool, and I swam with no shirt on. Don't that. That's not right. Not right. I'm shaped like a Ziploc bag full of salsa, all right? And when you're shaped like leftovers, you swim with a shirt on. It's a black shirt, you let the chlorine take it, and that's the sacrifice. But I was out there fucking no shirt on, fucking areolas everywhere. One saying hello to the devil, one saying hello to God. I didn't give a fuck. Too confident. If I felt self-conscious, all I would have to do is look around a little bit. I'll go, I'm okay. You're doing okay. I know it seems a little bit fat-phobic, but they made me read history about the Titanic in high school. Like, I even saw the 1990 Leonardo DiCaprio Titanic. When people went out to dinner, you're like, oh, this is someone with a nice dress, this tuxedos, fucking violins are being played. On my Carnival Cruise Line, some lady in a fucking rascal scooter. She had the whole setup. She had the scuba gear to the side. And then that was plugged into the Matrix right here. Totally plugged in. and she was making declarations that were crazy. She was like, I chose this boat because Guy Fieri's got 3 restaurants on it. And I don't pray, but that night, you better believe I prayed. I looked at her, I said, that's not right. I went back to my cabin, I did the sign of the cross, and then I said, dear God, sink this fucking ship. Where's the iceberg, Papa? You're gonna need 4. You're gonna need 4. 4 times as big. Nah, you gotta kill. No, don't kill the Filipino help. They didn't do nothing to nobody. They're just trying to live their dream. But everybody else dies. Amen. And nothing happened. I just ate soft serve the whole time. I'm married. I don't care if you believe me or not. Yeah. I really am. Yeah. I'm in an interracial relationship. My wife is white. And sometimes when I say that, there'll be some Latinas in the crowd. Like that. Fuck, you didn't want to fuck me to begin with. I get it, but pipe down. Latinas don't want me. I understand. Latinas want fucking strong men. You guys want Aztec warriors. Dudes named Spider. Apocalyptico-faced ass motherfuckers, okay? You don't want this pot of menudo. You don't. There is a group of people that does. Eccentric white women. God bless them. God bless weird white women. I have fucked 3 different white women with the same Nightmare Before Christmas tattoo. Real hot topic gorditas. I love my wife. I love my wife. She's the best. She loves me back, so much so that she calls me her best friend. Now, I don't call her that back, but, feels good when you get called your best. Me? Get out of here. I'm kidding. I wear that. I'm proud. I wear being called her best friend as a badge of honor because it took a long time to break down those walls, to break through, to get to who she was, to get her comfortable around me. Because I have a flawed theory, and it's very flawed, Because society tells women you're not allowed to be gross. You're not allowed to fart. But as soon as she's your best friend, she becomes a piece of shit. Just, she gets on your level is all, My wife farts like there's no tomorrow, Like tomorrow's not coming. She's too confident around the apartment with her chest out. She dares me. She'll go, hey, pull my finger. Pull it, And don't pull it. You pull it, you are an accomplice, okay? You wanted that shit to happen. If you don't, you're a victim, and there's a big difference. Obviously, the whole point of that joke is who gives a fuck? Everybody farts. Who cares? Everybody farts. Fart away, ladies. But at home. At home. Just keep it at the safety of home, and the nest, My wife, man, she farts for the love of the game. We'll be at like a Target. And if you don't know, everybody knows Target, but if you don't know Target, that is just a dog park for white women, Here, let them go. Get out of here. Go make friends. Don't be by me. And she goes and she sniffs the candles and she makes friends. Easy, kidding. I'm only kidding and bringing it up because it's not fair. Because she will play her tricks. She will strategically then get to pick an aisle that's empty, and she'll go, hey, we got to stand here for like 48 seconds. And I'll ask the question, even though I know the answer to it. I'll go, why, baby? And then it'll hit me like a CO2 leak. I don't feel good. I have COVID symptoms. Obviously, still joking. It's not fair because what if somebody were to walk in the aisle? They're not gonna blame my wife. I married up. My wife is beautiful. They're going right to me. I look like a fucking fart factory. And business is good, you know. I got a laser pointer pointing up. Yeah, farts are up. Farts are up. Everybody's getting bonuses, you know. People are shaking hands. I did get labeled something early on coming into LA. One of my friends, she labeled me a minimalist. Y'all know what that is? If you don't know what it means, it's just hipster for poor. Means I don't care about stuff, possessions. Like, I like experiences. Like, y'all are here for my special. This is a good experience. Thank you for coming, you know? Yeah. A weirder example would be the shoes on my feet. Now, these shoes, they were bought specifically because I got something special going on today. But these shoes before this, oh, man. I am such a minimalist. I buy $9 shoes. I'm a Walmart kid. I go into Walmart. I spend $9. I buy shoes. And those don't even come in a box. They come a couple ways, you know. They come hanging off a rack like cheese. And that goes on top of some cereal. Or loose, like almonds or beans, you know. Like I find the left one, I gotta go for the other. Where's your brother? Where's the right one at? People think that shit is weird. You know what I think is weird? And I'm gonna lose some of you. Shoe collections. And I'm not speaking on any specific race or sex. Sneakerheads. A lot of you in here, you weird me the fuck out. You never wear the shoe for what it's for. You're never waiting in line at like a Foot Locker, and then 3 days later, I'm gonna do a layup, see what these free throws are for. You wanna play some one-on-one? Nah. You're gonna wear those to a potluck or an outdoor wedding. Those shoes will never see a basketball court, but they'll always be around potato salad, okay? Those are your coleslaw Jordans. Your quinceañera kicks, you know? What makes me mad is I'll be around a sneakerhead and they'll be like, I'll get too close to their shoes, I guess. I'm like, hey, man, you gotta back up. Like, don't worry, your fucking precious is outside. How about that? Put plastic over them like how abuelitas do with couches, you know? Put a little raincoat on your shoes. I don't know. They just make stepping in dog shit so liberating. $9 shoes. They do. $9 shoes. You step in dog shit with some Jordans on. Oh, man, now you got a whole project. You gotta take the shoe off. You gotta get a pen cap in it or a twig. You gotta solve a fucking maze, you know? I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna solve a puzzle. I'm with my family, you know? $9 shoes, I step in dog shit, I hop right out of them like they just broke. Like, fuck those shoes. Those don't work anymore. They malfunctioned. I walk right back into Walmart, no shoes on, nobody bats an eyelash. Like, that's regular people shit here, we see it. We see the toes, big boy, come in for the deals. And $10, I'm back in the game, you know? Walking around, skipping, not good, but you know, I'm doing it. I will commit a crime in $9 shoes tonight. I live on Hollywood Boulevard. I go commit a crime, then I put the shoes into a bag, throw the bag into a fire. Those are burner shoes, okay? If you don't understand that joke, you're a good person, God bless. But those are the Cricket Wireless of shoes, dog. Those are prepaid shoes. Shoes by the minute. Fuck those shoes. Kick those into the ocean. A better example, you think if I were to become rich, that I would buy something like a Lamborghini or a Range Rover. Fuck no. I'm gonna buy 16 Honda Civics and just crash them as I go. Oh, shit, that's Sunset Boulevard's issue. I gotta go. Right into a walkie-talkie, go, oh, hey, number 7 is down. Bring on number 8. I know, I'm running through them. I'm so rich. I like to think that the way I was raised, that I actually care about people, that I actually care about poor people. I'd like to think that I do. I know some people in my life who, they say that they care about people, but they don't. They care about what they see with their eyes. I had my friend, he was walking on Hollywood Boulevard. He was going to my apartment, and he saw some tents. He was like, I don't like these tents. I don't like looking at them. I was like, I like those tents. Because if we're not going to fix the problem, all those tents do is block our eyes from crazy-ass shit happening under tents. We need more tents. I mean, you take the tent out of the equation, some guy smoking crack with a smile. And I don't want to see that. I'm trying to drive home from Trader Joe's. I'm trying to eat cookie butter. You ever have cookie butter? That's fucking vibes. I don't want to eat cookie butter. And some guy's making snow angels in glass. And I don't want to say, I've been good all year. I shouldn't have to see that. There we go. Some people sometimes shut down on that part because they think I'm not being sensitive to the subject, but I'm emotional about it. I see it every day. Like, I live on Hollywood Boulevard. The other day I saw a guy, he was ODing on the side of the road. It was noon. The sun was out. I was looking at him. I was like, there should be a tent there, man. Oh. That should be none of my business. A man should be able to OD in the privacy of his own tent. This is America, you know? We're in a housing crisis. I don't know, this perspective, I was raised different. My grandmother was a strong parental figure in my life. She came into this country an illegal immigrant, and she got her green card, she got her citizenship, she opened up a business, she bought 3 houses. I mean, she did it using the identity of a dead woman, but yeah. Neither here nor there, you know? It's a W is a W. Don't take that away from her. The first house she ever bought, she took in a homeless person. And not like how you see on TV, you clean them up, you take them to rehab. She did it the most immigrant Mexican way I've ever seen. She was like, I have a shack in my backyard. You keep my front yard clean, and you can stay in my shack in my backyard. And for over a decade, we had the cleanest front yard. Now, I recognize that methamphetamines is bad. It's a bad drug. It's no good. No bueno. But it creates a precision in the human brain. To where, man, I don't know if you've seen anybody mow a lawn with school scissors, but I have. He was giving that lawn a fade. Holy shit, those edges are crispy, Tony. Holy shit. You gotta take a picture of that for your portfolio. The problem with that joke is that Tony's not a made-up name. It's a real person. His name's Tony. He's got 2 teeth. 2 teeth, Tony. Triple T. That's my dog. The only problem with Tony is that if you give somebody like Tony shelter with no responsibilities and addictions, sometimes they live forever. He's still back there. My grandma's been dead for a while. My mom has Tony now. Then when I get the house, I inherit Tweaker Butler. I don't know about you guys, but it's an outside Tweaker Butler, you know what I mean? You try to come into my house, I spray you with a bottle like a cat. To the shack, Tony. That wasn't part of the treaty. You know. I don't see it. I would absolutely love to have a kid. Now that we're trying and now that I know we're having a kid. Oh. Does sound pretty good. I do deserve offspring, you know? I got called out, though. My wife said that I'm sexist. I didn't know this. She was like, you want a boy. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, you want a boy real bad. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, this is you. Man, I can't wait for him. He's gonna be so great. I love him so much, little Saul. I guess I want a boy. I didn't know. I don't know if it's because of the machismo, that the Mexican, I have no idea what it is. I want a boy real bad. But if we had a girl, that would be a complete blessing too. I would love that. I would love to have a girl. But, if we had a girl, I wouldn't lose hope on having a boy. Doctor's like, congratulations, Mr. Trujillo, it's a girl. I'm gonna go fucking for now. You don't know, dog. You're talking about science, all right? I'm a gambling man. You don't think a little piece of me down the line hopes that my daughter doesn't come up to me like, Papa, what's wrong, baby? I want to be a boy. And then I'll go, goddamn right you do. I know. I've been knowing. Welcome to the team, you know. And then I got secret gender reveal fireworks I've been hiding from my wife. And blue confetti rains as me and my new son, we smoke a blunt. I love you so much, son. I've never loved you more than I've loved you now. No. Of course, when I told that joke, I got called out by an audience member. They're like, what happens if it's the other way around? And I had to think about that. I was like, oh, shit. Maybe they accuse me of being sexist still, because what happens if you have a boy and he wants to be a girl? Well, it'd just be different. It's just different. Let's say my son, he's in high school, he's at a high school party, he's getting drunk and high, he's trying to develop the courage to tell me and his mom something important. He wakes me up in the middle of the night, he's like, Dad, well, what's up? I want to be a girl. And as I'm wiping the crust out of my eyes, I'll go, you're grounded. Nah, because no daughter of mine's gonna be out there partying all night. We've been worried sick, young lady. You're my princess, and we've been worried sick. And then I caress her mustache face, and I go to your room. Because I'm a good dad. We want to have kids, but before we have kids, I kind of want to work on me. You know, I want to get healthy. I've been, before I started doing comedy, I was 430 pounds. Now, I'm like 300 pounds, you know, 300. Yeah, some of you, that's okay. Half the crowd clapped. Thank you for the claps. The rest of you are like, oh. I'm not gonna clap for 50% loaded, you know? I want to run. And I want to run. I want to be able to run. Since I've been fat my whole life, I've been this shape, like since this big, but it was a lot cuter this big. It was a lot cuter. It was like Baby Yoda on steroids. I just want to be able to run, and I want to be able to run fast. The little fat kids look at other little kids run fast, and they get jealous of that. I just want to run. I told that to my wife, like recently. I was like, man, baby, I just want to run. Got all emotional, and then she hit me with a fun fact. Like, she accepted it. She was like, yeah, baby, encouraged. But then also hit a fun fact that was unnecessary in the moment. She was like, yeah, baby, you should run. Run. But don't run too much, because if you run too much, runners get this thing called runner's diarrhea, and you don't want that. Why would you say that right now? And what would make her think I'm going to ever run that much, you know? Thinking like a light jog, you know what I mean? Maybe mostly moving my arms this way. I got juicy hips, so we're going like that, you know? Now, I'll never run. Runner's diarrhea sounds crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm having trouble with this walking around diarrhea. This barely getting 5,000 steps diarrhea is quite troublesome. You're telling me there's an on-the-go version? I'll never run. Walk forever. I don't know. Losing weight, that takes fucking dedication. You gotta go to the gym. Go to the gym takes so much work and effort. Like back in the day, I would get bullied. I'd have an enemy to prove wrong. I'd go to the gym. Fuck this guy, I'm gonna prove this guy wrong. I'd lose a bunch of weight. Now, I don't wanna go to the gym. It's too positive. It's too positive for me, you know? I don't wanna be on the treadmill and I'm sweating all sorts of gravy. I'm not looking good, you know? I'm huffing and puffing like a pug in the sun. And I'm fucking... I'm going. And then somebody at the corner of my eye, I see him approaching me. He looks like a bully in my mind. He's all buff. He comes up to my treadmill and he says something. He goes, hey, bro, I just want to let you know you're my inspiration. What the fuck did you just say to me? No, you bully me regular style right now. You don't talk to me like I'm some Make-A-Wish kid who ran through the touchdown. I'll fucking fight you. I'll slice you open. I'll slice those abs open. I just want to lose weight fast. You got to be patient. Losing weight takes patience, which I don't have. The popular thing right now is everybody's taking Ozempic, and man, that sounds delicious, you know? Just stabbing yourself in the side, and you lose like 100 pounds in 2 days. Don't quote me, but I think that's what it is. Obviously, throwaway joke. Had one of my friends who was real serious. You don't want to take Ozempic. You don't want to lose weight that fast, 100 pounds in 2 days, even if it's true. Because if you lose weight that fast, you're going to get all that extra skin. And you don't want that skin. Give me the skin. Do you have any idea how better my act would be with all that fucking skin? Is if I tell them to keep the exit doors open, keep the doors open, because I'm gonna come in from the night sky like a fucking bird. Flapping my wings, giving people high fives and fist bumps and shit. And I don't know how to land yet, so I'm gonna knock all this shit over. And I take my goggles off, I'm getting up, I throw my titty around my neck like a scarf. How's it going, everybody? Saul Trujillo, novice pilot. Stand-up comedian.